actually enjoying my own stream right now. I don't realize how nice and peaceful it is until I relax to it. Hi everyone, how's everyone doing? I'm not at my usual setup today. I'm not at my usual setup. So we're just gonna do a quick guided meditation and just chatting. I'm reading the comments and Zika PhD said just finding growth beyond growing beyond where he thought he could be, and it's uncomfortable but it feels good. And that just reminds me of how beautiful it is to like break through your limiting beliefs, break past that, and how uncomfortable that is, right? And let me just switch here to this scene. Hi everyone, I'm not at my usual setup, so no sound healing for now, but we can play a quick, play a video for the background, like a little, let's see what's good. This one. So I'm gonna. Does that sound okay? Thank you so much. Thank you. Hi, Lord Craven. How are you doing? You know what? Hold on 1 second because I have to change the audio preferences real quick. Even though I love this sound, this background sound, I feel like it's getting picked up too much by my computer microphone, so I'm just gonna switch it so that the output doesn't go into. Here we go. Okay, turn this up a bit. That's so funny that you bring up Yogananda because I was just at his like garden temple yesterday and I was meditating there and I was crying tears of joy of how beautiful it is. So I was there at Yogananda's temple and here in San Diego in Encinitas, and then I went to a guided meditation group at La Jolla, and we had an amazing like hour-long, more than, we weren't keeping track, we were just meditating until the sunset, until it got too cold. So one of the things that we talked about to open up the meditation, and I want to ask this to all of you and have a bit of a dialogue here. I want to hear you guys' experiences. So the question is, what spiritual events or what spiritual what like magical spiritual events have happened in your life that have inspired you to keep going? I'll start with mine. And the one that I shared, I have so many, like miracles happen all the time. Little symbols, little like miraculous like coincidences, right? That are not really coincidences. Mine, the most recent one was a dream that I had last week where I had a Bufo experience, a DMT trip. And if you've read anything about DMT, they call it the God molecule because it connects you to God. It shows you God and it connects you to everything. Like they call it also death rebirth experience because you feel like you die, like you just are no longer you in this body. You are everything and you become everything, and then you come back to the body, and that's your rebirth. Also, DMT is the molecule that gets produced by the pineal gland when we're born, when we dream, and when we die. So it is like literally what you will experience when you die, or what you did experience when you were being born. So the DMT is they call it the God molecule. It's a very transcendental experience. So in my dream, I went through this DMT experience, and I was in the universe, floating. Not me floating in the universe. I was the universe consciousness. I was just like there. I was just everything. And I was having this like telepathic dialogue with God or the universe or myself, or it's very like, can't really put it into words, but I was basically just kind of like having this telepathic like back and forth like dialogue. No words or anything, just like ideas, just like, like it's beyond words. It's just kind of like a thought with a feeling that gets communicated back and forth. So it was like I wasn't using any words again, but I was saying something along the lines of like, wow, this is so beautiful, this is so beautiful, like I'm just like crying tears of joy, like, oh my gosh, like thank you, wow. And then the universe was responding back to me like, yes, it is, yes, like I love you, like just like good love. Again, no words, it's just kind of like ideas and understandings. And should I switch my category? Because I'm not really doing ASMR right now. We'll do just chatting for now. I know not a lot of people join when it's under the not chatting. I mean just chatting, but I really look forward to having this conversation with all of you. Hi. So I was in the universe and I was having this back and forth dialogue about how beautiful everything is, and then the universe like got serious and was like, do you need anything? Like, is there anything you want? Like, is there anything you need more of? And I said, like, again, no words, so I'm trying to put it into words, but really it was the thought and the idea of like an organization, something bigger than just me streaming, like a whole community, a whole group of people that work together towards a goal, like something bigger. And it was like an organization, a group of people, something like that will live beyond me, right? And that's what I like told the universe in my dream. Thank you. We're just actually just talking about you, Zeke. What you said of how uncomfortable it is to break past your like limiting beliefs, break past your old shell and constrictions of what you thought was possible for yourself, and then like break past that is like super uncomfortable, right? But it's so cool and amazing to look back and then see how you were a couple years ago and see how far you've gotten now, and like see how much you've grown. It's worth it, right? All the uncomfortable pain and chaos that can happen when one is changing. So I want to now open up the discussion to everyone here, and I would like to hear your experiences. What spiritual experiences have you had that have inspired you to like keep on this path, like stay on this beautiful path of self-development and self-actualization and meditation and healing and all this? So just feel free to type it in the chat, and I'm curious to hear your experiences. We need more unification for sure. People here are so divided and everything on everything, and see people with opposite views as the enemy. It's funny, once and you'll realize this, once you meditate enough, like once you practice the art of sitting, breathing, and finding your balance, and being able to stay in this meditative state no matter what, no matter if there's kids yelling and crying and parents stressed, or in the park, or if there's a loud truck or an airplane, or if there's, no matter what, you just stay undistracted, focused on this balance. Once you practice that over and over and over, it becomes a way of being, it becomes a way of living. So the more you meditate, the more you become centered, less unbalanced overall in your mind, in your emotions, in your opinions. The more you meditate, the more accepting you are, the more tolerant you are, the more compassionate you are. The more you meditate and practice this balance, where you just become aware of the chatting in your mind, and realize that there is no need to judge or criticize or have a reaction. You know, you become aware of the emotional reaction to certain things. Say you're meditating at a park and some kid's crying. Maybe your initial emotional reaction is to feel like conflict, or to feel like resistance, like, but then because you're meditating and you're focusing on your center and your balance, you realize it's okay, and you calm down and you bring yourself back to center. So once you do that enough, you start to care less about opinions and being one-sided on things. Like, you become just overall understanding of things. So PVT Club Zero, thank you so much for the bits. Thank you. Now let's read some comments here. Perseverance is the key to success. Very much so. Like, yeah, in meditation, that's just like being patient and just like staying there. Meditating. I've been practicing Yogananda's Kriya on and off for about 25 years. I can honestly say without it, I don't know where I would be today. It's like having a way to resurrect myself from everything negative that keeps you down. Just by doing 14 Kriyas and sitting locked in that stillness, the mind dissolves and you find out who you really are, or what you really are, which is pure consciousness and joy. That's so beautiful. That's so beautiful. Yes, exactly. When you just sit and you practice that stillness, even when you're not meditating anymore, it carries on throughout your day. You find that you're aware of the mind chatter more. You find you're more balanced, that you're taking deeper breaths, that you're more aware of your breathing, of your heart rate, because that's what you were doing when you were meditating. And so the mind kind of stays in that. And you also find that life can become ecstatic for no reason. Like, you may reach a point where each breath feels like ecstasy, where each inhale feels like the universe is breathing with you. Like, I feel that. Like, it's just like ecstatic. Each breath is joy. Each breath is pure bliss. And it's beautiful. A quick summary for me would be a mental health crisis that was pretty severe about 6 years back. Once I started healing and going to therapy, it took me a few years to regain balance. I focused on learning a skill and went from normal desktop PC tech to server admin. Now that I feel fully healed from the past, I'm rebalancing away from my career as much. Okay, working on the second part. In the morning, I water my garden. Then I sit in my chair and listen to the sounds of the birds singing. Watch the bees working, pollinating the garden, and if there's a breeze, the wind chill. Oh, that's so beautiful. That's so beautiful. Oh my gosh, yes. It's like heaven. What you're describing, it's heaven. It's like just that subtle sound of the wind chimes, so soft, and the birds chirping, and the breeze. I love that. I love that so much. That's one of my favorite things to do, is just to sit out where I can hear like subtle, beautiful noises like that. And just close my eyes and or open my eyes or whatever, but just sit in like stillness with it. I've only ever had one experience that changed my perspective on things. It was long before I knew about spirituality and things like that. I've always been into cloud or lucid dreaming, and one day I had a dream that I was in a white room sitting opposite to my older self. He was giving me lots of advice about life and basically just telling me to stop being so concerned about what others think. It was a very long conversation, and at the end he gave me a warm hug and told me he had to go. You like literally visited yourself in the past. Like your future self was like probably doing like a transcendental guided meditation where it was like, if you could tell your past self anything, what would it be? And like this like visualization, like, now imagine you go back to your past self and imagine you tell them, like, you probably did that in the future and it's probably gonna happen. And like, you know, time and space, it's not linear. It's like in the universe, time and space bends like warps, and like there's like holes and stuff, and like it's trippy, but yeah, quantum physics like explains how it's just kind of, you know, everything that could ever happen and has ever happened is still like now, in the now. It's just at a different frequency, at a different, like, you know, but it's still kind of here. So yeah, those connections between the past and the future happen. And I've had also experiences where right before shamanic medicine, like I remember the first time I ever did ayahuasca, the night before I did ayahuasca, I was feeling the ayahuasca without taking the medicine, without doing anything, it's completely sober. I was feeling the ayahuasca, and I was in the universe, and I met these 3 girls, and in the dream I thought, this is it, this is the ayahuasca. And then I started to reason, like, wait, where am I? How did I end up here? I don't remember driving to the place. I don't remember sitting and taking the ayahuasca. I just know that I am in it right now. And then I realized, oh my gosh, I'm dreaming. And then I saw an angel in my room, and then it like it was like sucking me into the light, and I was like going through a tunnel, I remember, into this angel. And then when I got into this angel, it was just like I was like floating in an abyss. And oh my gosh, I've had so many transcendental dreams. The next morning, the next day, I went to the ayahuasca ceremony, and I met the 3 girls that I had dreamed about, that I've never met before, never seen before, but I dreamed about them the night before taking ayahuasca. So it's like, is time really linear, or is it like can it bend? Like, you know what I mean? Can it like warp and like connect to the past and the future? And okay, the second part of Zeeks. My counselor focuses on meditation and mindfulness. I neglected trying to find a partner due to mental health issues earlier in my life, so she's helping me come to understand myself through relationship therapy. It's been very intimidating, but now I find that I'm discovering an entirely new part of myself through relationship therapy. I can relate a bit. I can relate a bit to like neglecting trying to find a partner, I guess. I think one of the things, you know, I'm not perfect. I have things that I need to work on. But one of the things that I guess one of my toxic traits is that I don't have many long-term friendships or relationships. I walk out of people's lives very easily. I don't attach myself too much. I like to keep my distance, and I love my space. I love just being by myself, being quiet. I can never find that peace with anybody else. Like, I love to go places by myself. When I go somewhere by myself, it's so much more peaceful. I feel like I can absorb the beauty of the moment. But when I'm with other people, it almost feels like they're distracting me from the beauty of the moment, like, you know? So that's my toxic trait, is that I'd rather be by myself. I'd rather be alone. I'd rather like I feel like I'm my own best company to enjoy this world, to enjoy life. Like, yeah, that's something I need to work on for sure, because relationships are extremely important in a person's life, and I can't keep just like, or can I? Can I just, yeah. Dream advice. Lucid dreaming has been a big part of it. Dreams, yeah, dreams are, dang, yeah, magical. Like, that's what I mean, that when we're dreaming, we are dreaming because our pineal gland is producing DMT. DMT is what creates the sensation of seeing colors and imagining things. And the pineal gland itself has light and color receptors, just like our eyes. That's why they call it the third eye, because it's like an eye that's inside our brain. But what is it looking at if it's inside all this flesh? It's not looking at this material world. It's looking at what's beyond this material world. And it's looking at what the DMT, the spirit, the God molecule, is giving it to look at. Like, the DMT creates the colors and the imagination, and the pineal gland kind of like receives and looks at. Oops, sorry. That's the alarm here. And the pineal gland looks at what the DMT is like creating for it to look at. How are you? I'm good. How are you? Speaking of stillness, do you know John Butler? It sounds very familiar, but no, I don't. Psychedelics helped me heal a lot. I used to self-harm. I had a healing trip with some friends on mushrooms, and that was it. No more self-harm after that. That was the start of my healing journey 10 years ago. It's beautiful. I'm a psychedelic what's it called? A psychedelic advisor? Does that make sense? Anyway, I support that for sure. I found a lot of my healing has come through mushrooms as well. To me, mushrooms are a beautiful thing. They're playful and joyful, and they're also like, they're like alien beings. Like, they like they like talk to you. They make you realize things. They show you stuff. They unlock energy blockages. You know, if you've had feelings in your heart that you haven't processed and you take mushrooms, you might start to feel uncomfortable and have a little bit of anxiety, because the mushrooms are like, okay, we need to unblock all these energy blockages and stuff that you haven't been dealing with. After you release that and you unblock it, you are in heaven. It's all beautiful, it's magical. But some people have had difficult experiences on mushrooms because they have so much that they need to like work through first before they can start to enjoy the beauty of the mushrooms. So if you're like scared to try them, if you've tried them and had a like bad trip or a bad experience, just know that it's kind of like housekeeping. It's gonna get messy before it gets better, right? Like, it's like it's just clearing out all the shit that he needs to get out your body first before you can enjoy the beauty of it. I remember one of the first times that I gave my mom mushrooms, so that, you know, I was working with her and was meditating with her, and I trip sat her in the mushroom medicine. She used to she used to have like a lot of water retention, and she used to have this water retention around her neck and the back of her nape, is it called, like the back of her the neck. So it looked like she was holding so much tension in this area, like it was just like accumulated, you know, like it was like a little like that. And a lot of people have it, I've seen, like it's not like, it's water retention, it's like you can touch it and it feels like a balloon almost, you know. So if you have that, you know, I'm about to let you know that you can get rid of it like this if you release what's being tensed up in there. So I helped her release that. It was like magical. Like she went from like seeming like tensed up, like kind of like bloated, to like the most like dainty, like skinny, like not skinny in her body, but like she just looked light. She looked light. She looked like she wasn't anymore carrying something on her shoulders. And I did this through the mushroom medicine, through massaging the area, and through like teaching her how to keep relaxing that area. Because a lot of people don't realize they're holding tension there. So it's like, just relax it, relax it, relax it. Like find your balance to where you're not tensing that area to stay upright. So it's like find that like spinal column alignment to where, you know, maybe you're sitting in a certain way. I don't know, maybe like you're, I don't know, but just like find your balance so that all of your spinal columns and the cervical spinal columns are just effortlessly balancing like this. There's no like muscle like work or like trying to hold yourself up or trying to like force yourself to have a straight posture. There's none of that. There's relaxed shoulders, there's relaxed neck, but there's upright posture. And then you breathe deep all the way in. You hold it so that you can find optimal posture for lung expansion. So you hold in all the breath, and then you find that posture with expanded lungs. Find it like relaxed, right? And then you exhale into it, and you just like kind of like it's almost like you exhale all your tension away. So that's what I did with her, and it got rid of her water retention there. It bends in, but it needed to be kind of like under mushrooms, because mushrooms give you more of a higher like awareness of what's going on. So you're no longer in your habitual like ways of holding your body. You're like now aware of like everything. So, you know, it like helps. It bends the divine presence for sure, which is singularity point of Bindu. A place. I'm gonna chill and let others speak for a bit. There's a lot of flavor, but all good. Alright, thank you so much for sharing. And for sure, a place in the brain. The tunnel is the innermost nerve of the spine. Nice. I am a leaf on the wind. I am. That's exactly how I feel. I love being alone, but no one really understands that. It's so beautiful. It's like when I'm alone, I feel like I'm in the presence of God. Like everything's just magical. That's not really toxic. It's just your sattvic or pure. Oh, you're sattvic or pure by nature. Thank you so much for making me feel better about it. I thought I needed to work on that because I was like I agreed to go out with my mom and her boyfriend last night, or not last night, sorry, yesterday morning. Actually, we had a brunch together and everything, and at one point I was sitting there like eating my food, and I was like, Would it be rude if I like let them know that I kind of just want to go like on my own for a bit, like walk around? I was like, I don't want to be rude. Like, I'm so thankful for the breakfast and the food and being in family, you know. But like, at a certain point, I was like, okay, I've had enough. Like, I kind of want to go on by myself now. And that's when we went to the Yogananda's temple, and I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna meditate here. You guys can walk around. And so I was just meditating there by myself, and I was like, ah, I love being by myself. If you give your advice, if I could give you advice for me at 30, do not neglect yourself during your 20s. Those relationships are important and harder to find as you grow older. You mean relationships, like, or relationship with yourself? So getting involved with people's dramas is something you naturally want to be lessen or avoid. Yes, 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 especially when they're so opinionated and have so many like attachments to how they feel about things, and they're like, oh, and then they're like, I hate people who this and that, or oh nah, I don't think that's good, and all of that what they're saying are opinions of whether they like it or not. It's so unbalanced. It's like everything's okay. Like, people are how they're gonna be. Like, there's no need to talk about them or say if we like it or not. Like, things are, you know, just, you know, and when they start talking about like other people's like stresses and problems, and it's like, why are we talking about this? Like, or when they, you know, talk about their own stress, it's okay to vent, right? It's okay to vent, but the way that their mentality is about their own problems is very important. You can vent and be like, yeah, I'm working through this, or you can vent and be like, my life fucking sucks, I hate living, like I hate this, all that. It's like, bro, like, I don't want to be present for all this. Like, I'd rather not deal with all this drama. Meditation is so important. So important. Okay. Facts. Are we really alone? We have the presence of the universe always with us. The ego seeks company. We're never alone. Yeah, the universe is with us. If I had a tail like a cat, I would be all poofed up like a squirrel. Was that when the alarm went off? I made a trip to Rome by myself. A lot of times I sat at random benches and looked around. I had the best time. Wow, I want to do that. You know, there's a town in Italy called Pofi. E io parlo italiano. I could go there and like make myself get around, you know? Like, I could get around Italy. Hello from Italy. Oh my gosh, hello. Have you heard of the town Pofi? I really want to go there and explore because the name Pofi I had never heard before, and I got it through a dream, and now I'm thinking, and then I googled it to see what it was. Now I'm thinking, like, nothing's a coincidence. I think I'm supposed to be in this town and explore it at least. So ciao, io parlo anche italiano, so you can puoi parlare in italiano se vuoi. Yeah, substances aren't bad for everyone. This is why. Oh, substances aren't for everyone. This is why something like Kriya or a meditation technique is more subtle for most. I will agree to that. I will really recommend having your first transcendental spiritual experience through meditation before you try psychedelics. That's how I did it. That's how like a lot of these like gurus say, you know, yeah, psychedelics are nice, but you can get there through meditation, and it's so true. I went on this like 3-day fast and meditation sober, and I had all these like transcendental experiences before I ever tried any psychedelics. And when I first tried mushrooms, it was just kind of like, yes, like that's exactly it. Like that's the same place where meditation takes you. The natural way to cleanse the nadis and burn up your karma. What's going on here? We're just chatting. I'm not at my usual setup today, so when I get stressed, usually starts in my neck. Yes, me too. Like a lot of my soreness usually just is in this part, this area. So like I've learned to like massage it, like grab that muscle and and just like squeeze it and then relax to it. Like move my neck with it, and like yeah, it's like it kind of all goes around this area. Hi, I love your streams, videos. You have niche and you're the best. I didn't nobody else does sound healing ASMR like you do. Thank you so much, Rory. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I actually have to go pretty soon, so we'll be switching back to the sound healings, which are great. Actually, I just realized they're awesome, so I'm looking forward to that too. I like to lay in my bed, listen to sound baths, and do body scan, light sweep, and breath control. I try to allow emotions, positive and negative, and fully express themselves in my mind. Yes, 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 yes. This is beautiful. This is what I love to do too. I listen literally to my own stream, and I lay down, and I just yeah, I get you. Keeping the spinal region erect at all times is important and promotes health and keeps you conscious. Awesome. PVT Club, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you for 400 bits, and you had donated like 100 more before, so thank you so much. I don't think there's anything wrong with seeking solitude or that being a toxic or as toxic, at least. If anything, it's more thrilling that most people don't like being alone. I feel like, yeah, like once you realize how amazing it is to be alone, like you can get addicted to it and like want more of it. The only Italian words I know are fettuccine alfredo. I want to buy a sailing yacht and go around the world in it. The Med would be nice. The Med would be one of the best places to... The Mediterranean Sea? Yeah, I... Parli benissimo italiano, complimenti. Oh, grazie! Lo ho studiato da un anno fa e la forma in cui l'ho imparato è first Duolingo e poi ho cominciato a vedere film in italiano e ascoltare canzoni in italiano e imparare le testo is like the lyrics, right? That's how I did it. I vorrei tanto andare a Italia e praticare di più il mio italiano. Ma che lingua si parla qua? Cruco. I don't know what cruco is, but my Twitch message thing is like not allowing that word, so I don't know. No, I went through deep depression where I didn't care about anything. After finding help, my attitude changed, and I say to myself, now life is good. Good. How many languages do you speak? Oh, il tuo italiano è ottimo, grazie. I speak Spanish. So, hablo español. Nací en México, allá crecí. A los 11 años me mudé a Estados Unidos, and so I learned English. And then all throughout high school, I studied French. Je peux lire le français. Manolo. See, I start to speak Italian when I try to speak French. It's so confusing to my brain. I need to really study it better because I was sort of fluent. I went to Paris and I was able to like get my way around and like talk and speak in French, but then it's been 6 years and I have not practiced it. Da un anno fa è che ho cominciato a imparare l'italiano. Tu parles bien français, en vrai. I mean, I can read it and understand it. That's about it. Have you read the book, The Power of the Subconscious Mind? Yes, 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 yes. That's actually the book that like kind of started it all for me. Like, that's what made me want to meditate for 3 days and see what the heck was in my subconscious and like align all my beliefs so that they would be beneficial for me. Nice. Okay. Oh, thank you so much. I want to get better at my French. If you want some French, you can tell me how to help. Just, I guess, send me messages in French and I'll read them, and that'll be enough. Comment ça va, mon ami? I find your voice very calming. Thank you so much. You know what, guys? I need to really start getting ready for work. So, bonjour. Ci vedremo. Italian with a French accent. It's like mixed in my brain. Ci vedremo domani alle 6:30 PST, Pacific Standard Time, which is, I think, like 3 di pomeriggio in Italia. And enjoy the sound healing, and I love you all so much, and thank you all so much for being here. Mwah. Mwah. I love you. Ciao, everyone. Ciao, ciao, ciao.